What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Booming Basketball channel. As always, I am Nate here with Danny. Today, we're a little bit past the halfway point now for the NBA season, and you know what that means? That means the All-Star game is coming up, but that also means that it's time for our midseason award predictions, because what would an NBA year be without midseason award predictions that are probably going to be completely wrong in a couple months? So, Danny, you know, we could step right into it with the MVP award, but I think that would be a little unfair. I think we have to make them eat their vegetables before they can get to the dessert, as you would say.
Most definitely. What award do you think we should start here with, Nate?
I think we're going to start here with the Rookie of the Year because, again, it's a no-brainer. It's Victor Wembanyama, Danny. Do we really have to discuss much about it? I mean, you could say Brandon Miller, you could say Chet, but it's Wemby.
There's not much to discuss in terms of the winner. It's obviously Wemby, bro. He's a generational talent, but at the same time, you do definitely have to give those other two guys their flowers. Yeah. I think that this is like the best rookie class.
Shout out
that
to
I
them.
feel like. Yeah, this is the best rookie class that I feel like we've seen in like.
The Scotty Barnes class with Cade and
it was very good, but this class is still ridiculous, I think that there's three players who are probably going to be top 10 players within the next, I'd say, 5 to 7 years.
Maybe top 10's crazy. Top 10 a little crazy.
I think that they all crack it. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, well we'll see in 5 years then, Danny.
That's what these prediction videos are for.
For right now, Wemby is going to be the Rookie of the Year. You know, let's get out of the way with the no-brainer ones again, because I think Defensive Player of the Year is another one that's pretty no-brainer. It's another tall Frenchman, actually, believe it or not. There's two tall Frenchmen that are going to be getting awards probably this year. So, Danny, again, you know, Rudy Gobert is that other tall Frenchman.
Yeah, there's, once again, just not an argument when you're on arguably the best defensive team in the NBA. Most likely the best defensive team in the NBA. And it's because of you, and you make Karl Anthony Towns look like a plus defender in the first half of the season. You deserve Defensive Player of the Year. I don't care who you are.
You got to give him his flowers.
Karl Anthony Towns was like Trae Young level defense in terms of front court defense.
Yes. Oh, maybe. I mean, he was bad, but
he was bad, but still, Cat is. You know, you can't knock him for his defense anymore. He has looked a lot better. It's because of Gobert. That he's a paint deterrent. People don't want to go in the paint because he's there. Just because he's averaging 2 blocks doesn't mean that. He's not just a paint deterrent either, though. Too, it's like he blocks shots, but he's also going to make you just change your shot. And he's super disciplined. Yeah. There's not a better rim protector in the league right now than Rudy Gobert, and you know it's going to go to him again. And he's going to be a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year after this season, and going to be tied for the all-time record with Ben Wallace and Dikembe Mutombo. That's wild.
It is. He's a
Shout out Rudy Gobert. Shout out Rudy Gobert. So our first debatable award of the video is going to be the Most Improved Player award, which I think me and Nate probably have different people here. I have Kobe White, and shout out to Tyrese Maxey at second. But I have Kobe White because he's had a 10-point increase. His minutes increased. His field goal percentage increased. His three-point percentage increased. He's been absolutely outstanding this year, and guys are taking shots away from him. Yeah, Levine's out for the season now. But first half of the season, Levine was taking shots away from him. DeMar's taking shots away from him. Vooch is taking shots away from him. And when you could do that with Billy Donovan as your head coach, that tells me that there's more room for improvement.
It feels weird to say, though, that someone's been like terrific and put that in the same sentence with the Chicago Bulls. So, you know, shout out to, Kobe White's been really good, and and Patrick Williams and Ayo Dosunmu, or Ayo Dosunmu, or whatever.
Ayo Dosunmu.
Everyone corrects me every time I say it, so I'm just going to say it how I know to say it, but he's been very good. Those three players have been like the young kind of bright spots in whatever the dumpster fire is going on over there in Chicago. For me personally, I have Şengün, but I'd have Kobe White as my runner-up. The guy I didn't have is third and firmly in third that I don't think should be the front runner right now, but I know he is according to Vegas to a lot of people, is Maxey. Maxey's really just gotten more opportunities. His field goal percentage is down. His minutes per game are up, and his points per game are only up by about 5. So he's been really good, and he's improved, but I just think it's got to go to at least one of the guys, Kobe or Alperen for me, because I just love Şengün. I think he was a borderline all-star, and I really think that he's put himself in the top 5 center conversation. So I'd give it to Şengün, but I can see why you'd give it to Kobe.
Listen, though, I could 100% understand if they do give it to Maxey in the sense, if the case happens that the 76ers stay within a top 6 seed in the East.
If somehow Maxey keeps them from sinking, I can agree with that.
And the reason for it is Tyrese Maxey. I definitely would not be mad about him winning the award either.
Clutch Player of the Year. We're gonna go to the Thunder fan for this one because he gets to watch every single game, or I know he's not missing many games. Danny, it's got to be SGA. He's been ridiculous in all the quarters, but the fourth is especially where he's shined this year.
Yeah, and like the thing is, I mean, you look at Shea's shooting splits. He's absolutely fantastic the entirety of the game. But when it comes to the fourth quarter, he's shooting 57% from the field and 43% from three. That's absolutely
breaking
ridiculous.
News: Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is good at basketball.
Right? Nah, but the thing is that he's also doing it on the defensive side of the ball too. Like, clutch plays don't only come on offense; they come on defense too. And I've seen him make a lot of clutch steals. A few nights ago, he had a clutch block to be able to save the game. It goes to Shai, I'm pretty sure, and I think that second runner-up might be like Luka or something. But
I really like the fact, though, that you mentioned the defense, because I don't think that gets enough recognition. Is because if you're making clutch plays defensively and turning that into offense, that's huge. And honestly, I can't see it going to someone else other than Shai right now.
Coach of the Year, I have Mark
Yay! My favorite award. That's totally meaningful. It definitely means you're a good coach.
It definitely does mean that you're a good coach. Just ask Dwayne Casey.
I think hold on. Exhibit A of this, obviously you can talk about everyone that's gotten fired after winning Coach of the Year, like Dwayne Casey, Mike Budenholzer. But I think the thing that JB Bickerstaff for me is probably my pick. I'll say that. And I still don't think he's a good coach. So, there's that. The Cavs have done a great job staying afloat and being now the number 2 seed without two of their 3 best players, so that's really cool, and he deserves recognition. But I still think comes down to playoff time, his rotations and game planning is just not going to be good enough. But hey, JB Bickerstaff, yay!
I guess JB Bickerstaff is the pick for Coach of the Year for Nate. I got Mark Daigneault mainly because of the fact that. Yeah, I mean, the Thunder are completely exceeding expectations, like all expectations. Nobody thought that this was coming.
But especially also the fact Josh Giddey.
Especially the fact that Mark Daigneault grew with a young team, and I feel like that has a lot to do with their chemistry and they just move the ball so well and play so well as a team, and I think that you have to credit that a lot to Mark Daigneault.
And Josh Giddey.
And Josh Giddey, I suppose. And then number 2, I probably have Chris Finch as my runner-up. I mean, the Timberwolves are exceeding expectations. He has done a terrific job
with Minnesota, and especially defensively, he's turned them from a very weak defensive team into a defensive powerhouse this year. I wouldn't
be mad if he won.
I think that you could definitely give it to one of the guys out west. I'm just not sure where they're going to finish standing wise. But I think out east, if the Cavs keep that 2 seed, then I'd give it to Bickerstaff. I think if the Knicks finish the 2 seed, Thibodeau could get it. And, I think it's really going to be a crapshoot. I don't think there's really, a huge favorite right now. So I'd probably give it to Bickerstaff. Standings. Right now, I'd give it to Bickerstaff. But who knows where we'll be in a few months. Last, but certainly not least, we have your MVP, which is obviously what everyone has been talking about, with Joel Embiid being the dessert, Danny. We're at the dessert. This is the final course, everybody. Get ready for the final course. Joel Embiid, obviously, he's missed a bunch of time, or he's going to miss a bunch of time, at least 1 to 2 months with knee surgery on his meniscus. And that's going to leave this door wide open because I think most people expected him to be a lock. He was averaging 36 points per game. The Sixers were very good. And now the Sixers aren't very good, and he's not healthy. So, I think Luka has the best case statistically, but he's not winning games that much. So I think it's going to be between Jokic and SGA. And I'm going to go ahead and say either of those two because I think whoever finishes with the higher seed is going to get it.
I can sit here and agree with you on that. But the one thing that I will say is that I think that if OKC ends up a 2 seed and the Nuggets end up the 1 seed or if OKC ends up... No, not even vice versa. If OKC ends up 1 spot behind the Nuggets, I still wouldn't be surprised if Shai won it, only because I
would
feel
personally, just because I think people. I also think partly,
but if the difference is 1 or 2 games, though, I kind of understand where Shai would win it because the defensive prowess is so important.
Yes, but the whole Jokic is worlds better of a playmaker than SGA is, and he's a center. So I'm not gonna get you can argue SGA. For me, I don't think that he's gonna win it. I just think, especially to the media, I feel like the media almost partly feels they owe Jokic an award from last year because everyone felt he got robbed after obviously the playoff performance with Embiid and him winning a Finals MVP. So I think that it's gonna be Jokic. SGA might have a shot, but I think he's gonna have plenty of years to win it in the future.
question. Who do you think is more valuable to their team, though?
Jokic.
Because
I think that the Thunder could still be competent without SGA. The Nuggets are Jokic. Who are the role players? Peyton Watson's not going to be that much of a contributor without Jokic. Jamal Murray's not nearly as good without Jokic. Aaron Gordon was nothing before Jokic in Orlando. He was a bust. He wasn't a bad player, but he was a bust for the 4th pick. He's been way better since he's played with Jokic. Michael Porter Jr.'s half of his shots come off of Jokic assists. SGA is really good. I just think he's more of an individual player, and he doesn't make his teammates as good as Jokic makes his teammates.
Definitely makes his teammates better, though. I mean...
Yeah, I'm not saying... But Jokic's level of doing that is unfathomable.
Yeah, otherworldly, yeah. It's one of the most insane things I've ever seen.
Anyways, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Just wanted to do a quick, mid-season award predictions to see where we're at, and then come back to this at the end of the season when we're dead wrong, because I think that'll be funny and we can all laugh at each other. Mainly us. You can laugh at us, but that's going to do it. Check out all of our other socials and the links in the description. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Sir, you have a little bit of poop inside your testicles.